Hey, Mike Gerberding here. Hope you are doing well. Say, I just wanted to shoot another video here, some really insightful information that I want to share with you. If you are nearing retirement or if you're in retirement, this is a vitally important conversation that you have to have. If you're 5 years out, 10 years out, 15 years out from retirement, this is vitally important. If you're recently retired, it's vitally important to have this conversation. So I know this is going to be really helpful for you. So listen up. So a short history lesson here. Back in 1999, we look at the market and we had hit an all high water mark. Like when a river rises, it hits a high water mark and it leaves a mark on a bridge. The Dow had hit 10,000. Dow 10K. It was the first time the market had ever gone that high. It was a really impressive thing. But then it continued to go up after that. So by 2007, it was up to 14.7. It had hit another high water mark. And then by 2009, I'm going to have to rotate this way. By 2009, the market had crashed. And it actually went down to 14.7. That's the trough. So it went all the way down. And then later on in the year in 2009, it came back up and it was back up to 10K. So what does that mean for an investor? That means you lost a decade right here. So if you had $100, 10 years later, you'd have your $100 back. That's what that represents, okay? The NASDAQ did the same thing. Whoops. In 2005, hit a high water mark of 5K, the highest the NASDAQ had ever gone in American history. Boom, 5K. And then it did the same thing. It went down, came back up, went down. Okay? 2015 is the next time that it hit 5K. So what does that mean? That means a lost decade and a half of investing. So how many lost decades or decades and a half can you afford to take if you're retired? Most people that I talk to, not very many. If you got a ton of money, some of those guys, yeah, they can handle it. But I would say the average American, like my folks, no way. Nobody is going to be able to sustain those levels of losses if we go through that again. So here's where we're at in 2019. This was 2009. Now the Dow is at 26, or right around there. 26,000 points. So what does that look like? It means in 2008, everything was on the uptick. 2007, 2008, the market went down, right? And then it bounced back, took about 10 years to get back up. And then now here we are. All the way up here at 26,000. Unprecedented levels. So the question becomes, if this thing happens again and that goes like that, what are you going to do? And I'll show you what that looks like for current retirees if you want to retire. Well, maybe I could do it up here. So you're working, you're on this uptick right here, you're working, and eventually you want to hit this plateau called retirement, the golden years, right? And let's say you're here and you're going to retire in the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, whatever that is for you. And eventually you want to make this leap over to retirement. That's all wonderful as long as this doesn't happen. If that happens last time, what that did is that kicked your retirement out up here, 5 to 7 years. You just had to continue working, and if you were here and recently retired and this happened, a lot of people went whoop right back to here. They went right back to work and they had to continue working. So that's what I do, guys. I teach people how to avoid that. There's assets out there, there's asset classes that allow you to protect you on the downside and still make money when the market's going up. There's a lot of different vehicles. It's not a one-time shot. Some people are like, oh, it's a one-time thing. No, it's not. There's many different things that allow you to protect yourself from the downside and still make money when the markets are going up. And that's what I do. That's my mission. I teach people how to do that, how to protect themselves. And I can tell you what, my clients feel amazing. They feel completely at peace. They sleep well at night. They're just not worried about going through one of these major dips again. And I can tell you what, if you're worried about that or you haven't had that conversation with your advisor, listen, message me. I'd be happy to have that conversation with you. I mean, you need to have that conversation, because if you haven't had that conversation, unfortunately, you're going to be one of these guys back to work or kicking it out 5 to 7 years longer and not being able to retire. It's just not a great idea. So listen, let me help you. I'd love to help you. Send me a message or comment more information, and I'd be happy to get in contact with you and provide you any information that I possibly can. All right, thanks so much. I hope you guys are doing well. Take care now. Bye-bye.